So as you know, I lost my mom a couple days ago, and today I did a lot of things that we would do as a family together. We would come here out of town, nothing too crazy, just go to Walmart and go to Goodwill, and we would always stop somewhere to get something to eat. And my mom always loved Wendy's. That was always her preference, her favorite. And tonight, always my first pick, but I do love Wendy's. So I just had to come here tonight, and she loved Frosties, chocolate Frosties, and she would pretty much always, like every time, she would always get the biggie bag with the chicken sandwich, and that's what I got tonight. So I'm gonna see her soon, and it's different. It's different, because normally when I'm here at Wendy's, my dad and I are waiting in the car because my mom found someone to talk to. And so, she would be there. We could see her in the window, and always talking to someone. And she would take, 5, 10, however many minutes, just making friends with people she never met before. And it's weird that I have no one to wait for now. She's not here talking to someone. And it's just hard to, It's different. There's so many little things that drove me crazy. And my sister was saying the day she passed away how, I was telling her something about how that night before, she's like, oh, you should, hopefully, it sounds like you'll be able to get some good sleep. And that was the night that she would pass away in her sleep. But, I was telling my sister about how, like, that was, like, I think the last thing she said to me was that you should be able to get some good sleep tonight. And, my sister was just like, that's just how it is, isn't it? With everyone, the things that drove them the most crazy is the things you miss the most about them, because she would drive me crazy with that, because I've always struggled so badly with being able to sleep at night. And so she would always be asking me, like, did you sleep last night? Or hopefully you'll get some sleep tonight, stuff like that. And I don't know, it's funny, she meant well, but one day at a time. But this trip to Wendy's today, this is for you, Mom. And I went to Goodwill earlier. Well, I made a whole video about that, but that was her thing. She loved Goodwill. And yeah, there's just, yeah. We're gonna end this now. I don't even know what to say with these videos exactly. Just look at the numbers. It was 701. My numbers God's been showing me are 17, but I see a lot of, like, they're ones and sevens, and so when I see, like, variations of that, like 701, it's kind of the same thing, I think. And 18s, see plenty of 18s with 17s, and of course, as you see, there's 118. I hope this, I don't know, was an encouragement to someone just to cherish your loved ones, and let each memory have value. Don't waste the moments while they're still here, and just take an extra moment to just let the moment breathe, and don't always be in such a hurry because you think they have more time than they really do. I never expected my grandma to outlive her own daughter. And this is her third daughter that she's lost. She lost one at birth or before she was born or something. And then when I was 8 years old in 2003, we lost my aunt when she was like in her like 43, I think. She fell down a flight of steps and died instantly. I don't know. So life is just wild. You know, my grandma, she has dementia real bad, so I think, you know, it's been interesting. You know, I don't know if she's always remembering what happened the other day, but it does come back, at least if she is forgetting. But she apparently, before she even found out about this, she was telling people she had a dream about my mom the night before, and she knew, my grandma knew something bad was gonna happen. She didn't tell anyone what happened in the dream, but she knew something bad was gonna happen. So she seemed to know, like, when they told her the news, but she still like screamed when they told her. But yeah, it's so wild. But I think God was telling her, preparing her ahead of time, that was, you know, something was gonna happen to her. It's my mom, and it's weird. It's weird. You go your whole life, you're their own flesh and blood, and you spend basically every day with them, and suddenly they're not here, and it's like, well, something's not right. Something's missing. And I can never have that back while I'm here on this earth. But I don't think I have much more time here because of the rapture. And so that gives me, that is my blessed assurance, my blessed hope. That's what I'm clinging on to, is that I'm going to be with her, especially with Jesus soon. So hang in there, whatever you're going through. It's almost over. God doesn't want us to quit. When the race is basically at the end, we can see the finish line from here. We are that close, and it has been a very long race. So we couldn't see the finish line until very recently, and now that we're there, we can't give up. So many people give up right before the finish line because they couldn't see it, but we can see it, so don't stop now. If you're going through a hard time, and I know a lot of us are, because it is the very last days and Satan is doing everything to try and tear us down. I know pretty much everyone in my life, friends and family, you know, that are following the Lord, they're going through some really hard things right now. Some of the hardest things in their life. And so am I, but as you can imagine. But I think it's just God strengthening us, and we're being refined by fire. That was Haley's word from God for 2026, was fire. We didn't know exactly what that meant, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe we are being refined through the fire. Okay. It's not going to get easier until we get to heaven, is it? But that day is coming very soon. I don't know the day, but I do know the hour, because he says you will only not know the hour if you are not looking, and he gave us the signs to look for so we could know the hour, as in the approximate time, the season. We are in the season. These are the very last seconds of the very last days, guys. Get right with Jesus. Tomorrow isn't promised. Don't gamble your life. People go to hell every day because they thought they had more time to get right with Jesus, and they don't. You can't cheat God. You can't outsmart him. He knows where your heart is. If you're waiting because you want to be selfish and don't really want to know him, to love him, that's not going to end well for you. Ever. Ever. Anyways, God bless.